How many of you actually think that when you go out on the backpacking trail, hiking trail, that you have to just eat boring meals? Alright, welcome back everybody to the Backcountry Chef. I'm Dan, the Backcountry Chef. Go ahead and go down to the bottom, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know when we post new videos, and hopefully you'll like this video enough to give it a thumbs up. How many of you actually think that when you go out on the backpacking trail, hiking trail, that you have to just eat boring meals? Well, I was like that for a long time too. And then I realized that I could take just pretty easy ingredients and make some really good tasty meals. So today what we're going to be looking at is a dessert. We're going to be making caramelized fruit with Nilla wafers bowl. I don't know about you, but as a kid I really enjoyed Nilla wafers, and this recipe has really got me excited. This recipe is another one of Chef Corso's recipes that I'm using. I've just found that his recipes are easy and they all taste amazing. So first off, the gear that I'm going to be using is I'm going to be using the Firebox Nano. It's something that I take backpacking with me quite often, and that's what I normally use. I'm going to be using a pot. Bugs are starting to come out here. I'm going to be using the Trangia butane burner so that I can control the heat, because this is one that you're really going to want to control the heat on and not overcook. You're going to need to really be able to control your heat down to a low setting so that you don't burn your brown sugar that you're going to be using in it. So the ingredients that we're going to be using is 1 cup of dried fruit, whatever you would like. I would just recommend that you use a mixture of dried fruit. 1 cup of Nilla wafers. The only ones that I could find were the minis, so it's 1 cup of mini Nilla wafers. I'm going to crush those up. I'm going to use a cup of almonds. I'm going to slice those up into smaller bits. And then I'm also going to be using a 1/4 cup of brown sugar and about 2 to 3 ounces of water. Alright, so the steps we're making this is we're going to go ahead and start crushing our Nilla wafers. Take out that frustration on those Nilla wafers. Make them as small as you want. I kind of like the bigger chunks personally. But get them broken up into good pieces. Alright, next you're going to take your almonds and you're going to want to chop those up into smaller pieces as well. I always struggle with having the almonds go all over the place when I do this, but I'm going to do my best. Probably should have done this before I came, huh? Almonds everywhere. Now that I have got my almonds all cut up and my Nilla wafers crunched up, I am going to light my burner. I'm going to turn that down to as low as I possibly can get it. I am going to put my pot on the stove. I'm going to pour in my water. I am going to pour in my fruit. I think the one thing I really like about this recipe is that it is very quick. It only really takes about 4 to 5 minutes to cook it from beginning to end. So now I'm putting my brown sugar on top of my fruit, and I am going to give that a good stir. Get that all good and mixed. Let that brown sugar dissolve and caramelize. Again, like I said, you want to make sure that you don't burn this. But you're going to let this cook for a couple of minutes, letting the caramelization start, as well as rehydrating that dried fruit. I'm using a combination of cherries and white raisins that I can buy at Walmart. I just really like that mixture of dried fruit. Alright, so we're going to let that cook for just a little bit longer. And now we're going to add our Nilla wafers. Like I said, it doesn't take long for this one. And we're going to add our almonds. Let's see if I can get that. Oh, there we go. Alright, now we're going to stir all that together. Ooh, man. Somebody needs to invent smell-o-vision. The vanilla out of those Nilla wafers is really just starting to come through. Mix all that up. Let it cook a little bit. And alright. We're done with the cooking part. And I tell you what, it really smells like a cobbler or a pie. I would say more like a cobbler because that vanilla taste or smell to it. Well, let's give it a try. That is really good. That would make for a really good, easy dessert on the trail. I'm so glad that you came along with me for this one. I'll have to have another bite. Very good. Well, if you were one of those hikers or backpackers or people that thought that you could only cook boring, prepackaged, dehydrated, freeze-dried meals out on the trail, I hope this is one that you'll try when you need a dessert, you need to impress. It really turned out good. Again, I thank you for coming along with me on this video. And as always, until the next video, get outside and find an amazing place to cook something good.